Hey everyone, it's Aaron Schechter from 365shaves.com and the Wet Shaver Review, coming to you today with what I promise to be the fastest video review of a wonderful, wonderful cream by one of the 3Ts by Truefitt Hill. I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly, Trafalgar. Trafalgar. Now, I was requested to do this review by one of the members of the Wet Shaver Review, and I did not own this previously. I actually went out and bought it, but I kind of honestly wanted to buy a Truefitt Hill cream or soap regardless. So it was kind of like, almost like destiny, kind of like smacked me in the face and said, hey, one of the members of the group said, "Why can you review this?" And I kind of wanted to get one at the exact same time. So thumbs up, worked out perfectly. So I ended up getting the Trafalgar cream that he wanted to see reviewed, as well as the Trafalgar Balm, Aftershave Balm. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Balm afterwards, but like I said, this is going to be a very quick review. Enough of these 15-20 minute reviews. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the packaging. Number one, what separates the Truefitt Hill from, let's say, for example, some of the other 3Ts, is the Truefitt Hill logo is actually painted or etched, or I don't even know what, or processed, I'm going to say, directly actually on the lid. Some of the other 3Ts, it's actually a sticker that's actually placed on top of the lid. Okay, number one. So it takes a little bit more in production, a little bit nicer finished product in order to get it to that Truefitt Hill to actually be on that lid. You're also getting more product at 190 grams for this, as opposed to 150 grams for some of the other of the 3Ts. So you're getting 40 grams more with Truefitt Hill, which is reflective in the price. One of the 3Ts is very well known to be $14.99. I paid for this package right here $30, 30 US dollars. Other besides that, there is nothing remarkably different about this packaging from any of the other 3Ts. A little bit larger, obviously, because it houses 40 more grams. It has a little bit nicer etching on it. It also has the same appointment by Her Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh Hairdressers. It has a little bit different appointment by Her Royal Highness, but it is still an appointment by the Royal House of the United Kingdom. They were established in 1805, the packaging tells me. And they are also from the St. James, London section of England, of London, England, in the United Kingdom. So that finishes my packaging. Great packaging. I really like what they did. But other besides that, nothing really remarkable. Other besides that, they actually etched their name into it, and you get a little bit more for your money. Let's move on to the scent. For the love of God, and because it's a UK cream, for the love of the Queen, you cannot find a scent profile for this cream if your life depended on it. It's like a well-guarded secret of Truefitt Hill. Luckily, I have a little bit of training with my nose, so I'm able to break this down a little bit, and I'm going to take a quick sniff just to make sure what I think I smell is what I'm smelling. Okay. In the world of perfumery, you have what's called top notes, mid notes, and base notes. The top notes on this are really jasmine, bergamot, lime, citrusy type notes. Jasmine and I would say jasmine and citrus spice is what I would call this, like bergamot and lime. But mostly floral with jasmine, lilac type of a scent to it. Mid notes, I would say, are still probably roughly about the same. Still more floral, more like lilac and jasmine, not so much citrus going on to it as it dies down a little bit, because this has been open for a little bit now. Base notes, I'm going to go on a little bit of a stretch here. And only because I used it this morning, and I could have swore I picked up on it, and it's just something, just because I really love woodsy notes, I would probably say I smell a little bit of maybe sandalwood in there as well. So there's a little bit of sweetness of sandalwood in the base notes that kind of like linger on after everything else is gone. Your top notes usually fade quickest, your mid notes in the middle, and your base notes at the very end. So there's your scent profile. It's very nice. I recommend this cream for the spring or the summer months. I found it to be very refreshing, very light, and I was very happy that actually it was recommended that I try this cream at this time of year, just because in the Northeast we're coming into the spring and summer months, and I just think it's a wonderful cream for this time of year. Let's move on now to the lather. I do find there's a disparity amongst the three teas in terms of lather and the amount of cream that you use to the amount of lather that's produced. Now, I will say this without a shadow of a doubt. I used my Kent, one with that UK theme, I used my BLK 8, and I used it in my Robert's Feats of Clay Scuttle. I did bowl lather this, and I used in basically a Brazil sized nut sized, or basically about the size of my, about that big, about the size of the tip of my finger. I used about that much cream, about that big. Took it out with my finger, about the same size, put it into the scuttle, took my brush, whipped it up. I almost filled an entire Robert's Feats of Clay scuttle with the lather. Anyone that has a Robert's Feats of Clay scuttle knows how large that scuttle is. So there, you're definitely getting your bang for your buck. I could see this cream lasting quite some time. So as far as the lather goes, it was very, very, very rich, creamy. It was very dense. It was not watery. It was not runny. It was not foamy. It was not airy. It was not anything but, to be quite honest, a very, very, very rich, creamy cream. It was very, very nice, and it painted on my face very well. The stability was perfect. I had no problems with it breaking down whatsoever. It carried the scent of that jasmine, lilac, citrusy, bergamot, lime type of scent. It did not break down. It stayed in the lather itself. Very, very nice. So it carried from tub to cream to lather perfectly well. There was really no degradation of scent. That's another thing I do look for when I am reviewing my lather. So now let's talk about the last thing I look for, which is slickness and glide. As far as slickness and glide goes, I really have nothing to complain about. I can't really say that I was blown away by the glide, and I cannot say that I was really disappointed by the glide either. It was just something that was more than adequate. It was better than good, bordering on great. Once or twice I did have a little mild hang up on my south to north pass, though I cannot 100% say that it was the cream. It could still be my technique, so I'm not going to really ding the cream for it. It could be my technique, because I am still learning to use a straight razor to an extent. And besides that, I really had no problem. I today used my W.S.R. French 889 Spartacus straight razor, and I had not one problem doing my north to south, east to west, west to east, north to south, south to north passes. Zero problems with hang-ups, other besides that one or two, which might have just been an angle issue with me where I kind of got caught up. Luckily, I stopped myself before I got cut. I'm learning the feeling of a blade getting hung up before I continue and actually cut myself. Thank God I'm getting to that level where I'm catching catching myself before I hurt myself. So on that note, I would say the glide is probably, like I said, between that good and great mark. So on that note, that has been my review of the Trafalgar cream. Hopefully that was shorter than my normal review on a cream or a soap. And the 365 shave slider bars will reflect what I think of the review of the 3 T's. And the 3T I am reviewing today is Truefitt Hill. And just keep in mind that this is considered a very prestigious high-end cream when I do this review and when I do my markings on it. Keep in mind that it is considered one of the world's finest creams and soap manufacturers in the world. So that being said, I also really quickly wanted to talk about the matching aftershave balm. Even though I'm not reviewing it, I just wanted to say I'm extremely impressed with this. Extremely. I paid $30 for the cream. I paid $45 for this balm. Okay, I paid more for the balm than I did for the cream. But it's a glass bottle, number one. It has etched into the glass. I don't know how well this is going to pick up. It has etched into the glass the Truefitt Hill name, the logo, and it says on it, you know, Truefitt Hill, London. I think that's an address, like Swea 1 p.m. or something like that. England, it says. And it says like Truefitt Hill. It has the crown there. It's Truefitt Hill logo. On the front, it has the paper. You know, logo says Truefitt Hill. What I like about it is it's a pump, so you could actually control very nicely how much you're going to put in there. It's got the exact same scent. It's got that jasmine, citrusy, base note of sandalwood, or maybe it's even cedar. I'm not really 100% convinced, to be quite honest. It's got some kind of woody base note to it that sticks around for a while, I think. It's just a very enjoyable balm, and it's very moisturizing, and it's very, very nice. So that's my 30-second review on the cream, or the balm itself, and the cream. So I am Aaron from 365shaves.com and the Wet Shaver Review. I hope you've enjoyed this. And on that note, go get your shaves on. Take it easy. God bless.